There is an almost mystical quality to chosen ones. They walk into a room, and you find you can't quite guess their age. You might assume they're in their early 30s, only to discover they're past 40, perhaps even approaching 50. Their skin seems to radiate a subtle luminosity from within. Their eyes remain bright. Their energy feels light and magnetic. This isn't merely about physical beauty. It's something far deeper, something spiritual. Chosen ones radiate a timeless youthfulness because their lifestyle, mindset, and sacred alignment keep their body and soul in perfect harmony. And while the world chases fleeting solutions in jars and clinics, chosen ones appear to have discovered the fountain of youth without even searching for it. Before we delve into these 9 powerful reasons, ensure you subscribe to this channel, because you and I are on a journey to explore the hidden truths about being a chosen one that most will never know. Now let's unlock the real reasons chosen ones look younger, even after 40. 1. They carry less stress in their spirit. Stress is the silent thief of youth. It ages us not just because of the physical toll it takes, but because of the way it corrodes the spirit from the inside out. Many people walk through life carrying invisible weights, grudges that have hardened into bitterness, regrets that loop in their minds like an unending soundtrack, and fears about the future that never grant them a moment's peace. Over time, these burdens don't just affect mood, they manifest on the skin, in the eyes, and even in the very way the body moves. Chosen ones are different. They have mastered the sacred art of surrender. Often through difficult and painful experiences, they've learned that stress is an enemy they cannot afford to keep close. They release their worries not by ignoring reality, but by handing them over to God or the universe, with a profound trust that all things will resolve in divine timing. This doesn't mean their lives are without storms, far from it. Many chosen ones have endured seasons of hardship that would shatter the average person. But the key difference lies in how they process pain. Instead of bottling up resentment or replaying betrayals for years, they let go and move forward. They refuse to allow old wounds to infect their present joy. When they forgive and surrender, their nervous system remains calm, their sleep deepens, and their immune system functions optimally. Stress, after all, floods the body with hormones that break down collagen and accelerate aging, but peace restores divine balance. Over time, this inner calm softens their features, keeps their eyes bright, and leaves them with a lightness of being that makes them appear years younger than their chronological age. Stress etches worry onto the face, but a surrendered spirit leaves behind an unmistakable, radiant glow. 2. Their lifestyle is more purpose-driven. While many people are adrift on the currents of circumstance, chosen ones live with profound intentionality. They are guided by a sense of purpose so deeply rooted that it shapes every decision they make. This higher calling, whether it's serving others, creating beauty, speaking truth, or building something that leaves a lasting impact, becomes a wellspring of inexhaustible vitality. When a person wakes each morning knowing their life has meaning, it changes everything. Their mind stays engaged because they have a mission to work toward. Their spirit stays motivated because they know they are contributing to something greater than themselves. This mental and emotional stimulation is like fuel for the body, keeping them energized and alert well into their later years. This is not merely spiritual belief, it is a truth echoed by science. Studies consistently show that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer, healthier lives. That's because purpose triggers a more positive mental state, reducing harmful stress hormones while boosting feel-good neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin. These chemical shifts not only improve mood, but also promote cellular repair, helping the body maintain its youthful resilience. Purpose-driven individuals are less likely to waste precious energy on meaningless drama or destructive habits, which means they conserve their emotional and physical resources. Over time, this focus and discipline translate into an aura of vitality, skin that glows, posture that remains upright, and eyes that shine with clarity. Chosen ones don't just exist. They live deliberately, and that decision to walk with intention keeps their entire being youthful, no matter how many birthdays pass. 3. They radiate energy from the inside out. The truest measure of youth has little to do with flawless skin or a wrinkle-free face. It is, at its core, an energy, a vibrational frequency that radiates from within. Chosen ones understand this intuitively. They know that what they feed their soul will eventually manifest in their body. So they are meticulously careful about the kind of energy they allow into their lives. They avoid the slow poison of constant negativity, whether it comes through toxic conversations, draining relationships, or endless streams of dark, destructive entertainment. They limit gossip because they know words carry immense weight, and they avoid environments that feel spiritually heavy. Instead, they fill their days with life-giving activities, long walks in nature, creative expression, acts of service, deep prayer, and meditative stillness. This lifestyle creates a high vibrational field around them, a protective shield that others can feel when they enter a room. People may not be able to explain it, but they are drawn to the warmth and calm that radiates from a chosen one's presence. Over time, this inner light becomes a form of natural beauty, one that no makeup or cosmetic procedure can ever replicate. Their glow is not a cosmetic illusion. It is the physical evidence of emotional peace, spiritual alignment, and mental clarity. Even on days when life challenges them, they find ways to return to their center. This consistent practice of nurturing their inner energy not only boosts their mood and immune system, but also visibly slows the physical signs of aging. In the end, their youthful appearance is simply a reflection of the vibrant energy they've been cultivating from the inside out all along. 4. They know the power of forgiveness. Unforgiveness is a heavy burden to carry. It stiffens the posture, hardens the face, and dims the light in the eyes. People who hold on to bitterness often find that it changes them physically as much as it does emotionally. Chosen ones understand this deeply. They know that clinging to anger or resentment doesn't harm their enemies. It poisons them from within. Forgiveness, for them, is not about excusing bad behavior or pretending that wrongs never happened. It is about releasing themselves from the invisible chains that keep them tethered to past pain. This doesn't mean they forget. It means they refuse to relive the wound every single day. They've learned that when they free someone else in their heart, the person they truly free is themselves. This emotional release has profound physical effects. Stress levels plummet, blood pressure stabilizes, and even facial muscles relax, softening the features. The sparkle in their eyes returns because their soul is no longer weighed down by unspoken grudges. Science has shown that chronic anger and resentment can flood the body with stress hormones like cortisol, which accelerate aging by breaking down healthy tissues. Chosen ones choose a different path. They protect their vitality by practicing forgiveness as a regular spiritual discipline, not a rare act. Sometimes they forgive silently, without ever telling the other person, simply because they refuse to let the past dictate their future. This choice keeps their spirit light and their energy open, allowing joy to flow more freely. Over time, their faces tell a different story, not one of pain and regret, but one of grace, resilience, and peace. And peace, as it turns out, is one of the most effective beauty treatments of all. 5. They avoid the trap of overindulgence. Many people age faster than they should, not because of genetics, but because of the daily choices they make, what they eat, drink, watch, and even think. Overindulgence in processed food, sugar, alcohol, or toxic entertainment relentlessly chips away at the body and mind. Chosen ones, however, are naturally more disciplined. They understand that self-control is the highest form of self-respect. This doesn't mean they never enjoy life's pleasures. It simply means they know when to stop. They make mindful decisions about what they consume, both physically and mentally. When it comes to food, they often prefer fresh, whole ingredients over heavily processed options. Not out of vanity, but because they recognize that food is sacred fuel. The cleaner the fuel, the better the body performs, and the slower it ages. They also guard what they feed their mind, avoiding a steady diet of negativity, fear-based media, and gossip. This mental discipline keeps their thoughts clear and their mood steady. Over time, these habits protect their skin, maintain their energy, and keep their bodies functioning at a high level. In contrast, those who overindulge often experience chronic inflammation, weight gain, and fatigue, all of which contribute to an older appearance. Chosen ones are not immune to temptation, but they have trained themselves to think long-term. They ask themselves, will this nourish me or deplete me? That sacred awareness creates a lifestyle of balance. And balance, when maintained over years, becomes visible, showing up in their posture, their skin, and the quiet confidence with which they move through the world. 6. They spend more time in spiritual renewal. For many, self-care is limited to the physical. Gym sessions, skincare routines, and healthy eating. While these are valuable, chosen ones know that true renewal begins at a deeper level, the spirit. They invest heavily in practices that nourish the soul, such as prayer, meditation, fasting, gratitude, and stillness. These aren't just religious rituals, they are powerful tools for emotional and mental cleansing. When a chosen one spends time in deep reflection or communion with the divine, they reset their entire nervous system. Their stress levels drop, their breathing slows, and their heart rate steadies. This physiological shift boosts immunity, improves brain function, and allows the body's natural repair systems to work with maximum effectiveness. Spiritual renewal also transforms their outlook on life. Instead of reacting impulsively to challenges, they respond with calm wisdom, which preserves their energy and emotional balance. They don't get ensnared in cycles of constant worry or unnecessary conflict because they've learned how to anchor themselves in an unshakable peace. Over the years, this consistent spiritual practice becomes a literal fountain of youth. Their skin looks healthier because stress-induced inflammation is drastically reduced. Their eyes are brighter because they carry hope and clarity in their vision. They move through life with a grounded presence that makes them seem ageless. While others rely solely on external fixes to feel younger, chosen ones draw from an inner well that never runs dry because they take the time to refill it every single day. 7. They maintain a curious and playful mind. One of the most overlooked secrets to youthfulness isn't found in a bottle or a beauty cream. It's found in the mind. Chosen ones understand the immense value of keeping their curiosity alive. They don't allow the heaviness of adulthood to extinguish their sense of wonder. They continue to ask questions, explore new ideas, learn new skills, and find profound joy in small discoveries. This curiosity keeps their brain active, their imagination vivid, and their emotional state light and buoyant. Playfulness, too, is a key part of their secret. They laugh often and easily, find humor in everyday moments, and don't take themselves too seriously. This mindset is a powerful shield against the cynicism and rigidity that often make people seem older than they are. Science confirms what chosen ones live out. People who maintain a playful, curious attitude experience slower cognitive decline and report significantly higher life satisfaction. This positive mental state lowers stress hormones, increases creativity, and promotes emotional resilience, all of which contribute to a more youthful appearance. Over time, this attitude becomes visible in their body language and facial expressions. They smile more, their eyes sparkle with interest, and they carry themselves with a lightness that draws others in. Even in the face of challenges, they find ways to inject joy into life, whether through hobbies, adventures, or simple acts of kindness. This ongoing engagement with life keeps their mind sharp and their heart young, proving that true youthfulness is as much about one's mindset as it is about physical age. 8. They are surrounded by positive energy. Chosen ones understand a truth that many people overlook. The company you keep either builds you up or slowly tears you down. Energy is contagious, whether positive or negative, and it has a measurable impact on the body and mind. Because of this, chosen ones are deeply intentional about their relationships. They do not keep toxic people close out of obligation or fear of being alone. Instead, they gravitate toward those who inspire, uplift, and challenge them in healthy ways. This isn't about surrounding themselves only with people who agree with them, but about choosing connections that nourish their spirit instead of depleting it. Science validates what they instinctively know. Positive social environments boost immune function, reduce inflammation, and can even lengthen life expectancy. Being around encouraging, joyful, and supportive individuals triggers the release of beneficial hormones like oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin, which directly lower stress levels and promote cellular repair. On a deeper level, positive energy has a way of keeping the heart light and the mind hopeful, two qualities that are visibly reflected in a person's face and posture. Chosen ones also contribute to this environment by being a source of light themselves. They don't just take energy, they give it back. This creates a beautiful cycle of mutual upliftment where everyone benefits. Over the years, these choices shape not only their emotional health, but also their physical appearance. Wrinkles are softened by genuine smiles, eyes are brightened by shared laughter, and their overall presence radiates warmth. Simply put, the people they allow into their inner circle help preserve their youth, not just in body, but in spirit. 9. They carry a divine protection over their life. Perhaps the most mysterious reason chosen ones retain their youthfulness is that they walk under a covering that cannot be explained purely by science. There is a supernatural preservation at work in their lives, a divine shield that protects them from certain physical, mental, and spiritual harms. This doesn't mean they never face difficulties. In fact, many chosen ones have endured trials that should have left them permanently scarred or broken. Yet somehow, they emerge from these storms, not just intact, but often more radiant than before. People look at them and wonder how they've gone through so much and still glow with an inner peace. The truth is, this is the work of divine favor. God or the universe watching over them, restoring what life tries to steal. While others may be worn down by stress, grief, and hardship, chosen ones possess an uncanny ability to bounce back faster. Their resilience is more than human grit. It is a spiritual gift. On a physical level, this protection often manifests as a robust immune system, quick healing, or an absence of certain illnesses common to others their age. On an emotional level, it shows up as an unshakable hope that persists even in the darkest seasons. And on a spiritual level, it's seen in the way their inner light seems untouchable, no matter how fierce the opposition. This sacred covering not only preserves their health, but also sustains their joy, which is one of the most powerful anti-aging forces in existence. For a chosen one, youthfulness isn't just skin deep. It is a visible sign of the unseen hand that has been guarding them all along. So if you've been wondering why some people seem to age like fine wine while others burn out prematurely, remember this: true youthfulness is more than skin deep. For chosen ones, it's a profound combination of spiritual alignment, intentional living, and divine grace. If you're over 40 or approaching it, you too can radiate the same energy, joy, and vitality. Protect your peace, live with purpose, and keep your spirit eternally light. Thank you for watching.